morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome back to Tekkit. So here we are in episode 30, next to my big drum of liquid cryothium, or gelid cryothium as it's referred to. And it's got plenty in there. We're not going to use that today, because today is all about the moon and trying to get to the moon. So the first thing we need to get sorted out is not OI, it's Oxy. So we need some oxygen equipment. And we've got to build a collector and a compressor, as well as some tanks. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need large amounts of most of this, so let's build a few of these to get me going. I need loads of these because they are used for the tanks. And I need a couple of these as well. Again, we can have spares because we're going to be able to use them again in the future for other things. We should be able to make one of those, shouldn't be a problem. So that means we can get that. Nope, we need to make the concentrator first. I think we're going to need 3 of these. Maybe more. And what's that we're short of? Compressed aluminum. Have I used all that up already, have I? That was a mistake, apparently. So we can throw that in here, and that'll start to compress that. So we need... What do we need for this one I haven't got? It's all compressed aluminum, so I failed quite hard with this, haven't I? So I need some red wool. So have we got any roses? We've got a rose. And then we need the wool. To give us 2 of that. So I need to go and get another rose. Or in this case, another couple of roses. Hopefully they're in here. Hope they're in here. They are in here. Good stuff. I've been collecting them when I've been in Mistcraft Worlds and things, so I should have loads. Not a problem. Don't know why it went down there, but that should be 6, which is enough. So we should now be able to build these. And obviously they don't stack, that's fine. So we've got heavy duty tanks because we can afford to build it, we don't have to worry. Gonna need some oxygen pipe. And we should now be able to get some of these aluminum plates. Let's try this again. So we've got an oxygen compressor, sorry, oxygen collector, an oxygen compressor. We can get these working straight away. So the oxygen collector, how's this going to go down? Is working fine. And then can we put this one right next to it? We need power, logically, obviously. It's quite annoying that has to be on both sides. What? Is that the right way around now? There we go. So it's now actively Did it do anything? I can't really tell. There's no like percentage increase indicator. Anyway, so while that's filling that up, we need to build all of the equipment. So we need one of these. We need a hat. I need some more glass, do I? Apparently. Should be able to accommodate that. I'm pretty sure my hat would be able to do this as well, my power suit hat, but we won't risk it. So that's everything that we need. I know we need a parachute as well. And what's this? What's that? I'm guessing I need that as well. What is it? Parachute. We can get. No, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. That'll do. We'll stick with the white one for now. We don't need to get fancy, do we? It's annoying. I'm guessing that's some sort of. See if we can find it. Cryogenic chamber. Ooh, getting to Mars is apparently going to be fun. There, that thing. A frequency module. Compressed iron. Oh, yeah, that's the only thing we haven't compressed. So just let that do that. Some more of that in here in case we need it. So this frequency module requires a redstone repeater as well. You can get that on the go, nice and easy. Pretty sure it just said there was 2 of these. Frequency module means that, oops, wrong one, can receive weak sound waves and distant signals. So we can put that in there as well, and then we go and check on my oxygen tank. It's full. So we can then put that in there, and now we I have a little thing on my head. That's silly. Does it show up like this? As it does. It's a little rotating animated disc on my head looking and receiving sounds. Brilliant. Okay. So we now need to build space rocket parts. So we need a tier 1 rocket engine. Have we got enough of that? The only thing that we need is a flint and steel. So tier 1 rocket engine, flint and steel, done. What else do we need? We need heavy duty platings that I've got. We need, I think it's 4 rocket fins. We need the nose cone. Where's the nose cone? There's the nose cone. And then we need to take the rest as heavy duty plating. And then we need to fuel it. So we should be able to build the rocket pretty quickly. I've pimped my NASA workbench room, as you can see. So we should, kind of didn't do what I expected it to do, but okay. We can build a tier 1 rocket. If I get rid of this, it'll fall out. Oh, damn it. Because I might want to put a chest in there, just so that I can carry a bit more. Although I don't really need to, because I'm going to be able to build pretty quickly a Mistcraft link, which will allow me to travel quickly back and forth to the moon. But we'll just run through this again. So nose cone, and one of those, and then that gives us a tier 1 rocket. It's always funny to have a look at me holding the tier 1 rocket, because apparently I balance it up in the air and carry it around on my head. So we have a tier 1 rocket ship ready to be positioned and launched, which is always excellent. And I'm just going to carry it around in my pocket because that's what I do, apparently. So we need to make a launch pad, rocket launch pad, which requires blocks of iron. I'm guessing I need 9 of these, do I? That's not the right number, I can't count. Ooh, compressed iron, you got me there, haven't you? I thought I'd done all the research I needed to do to find out what I needed, and I didn't. It's fine, because there are other things we can do while we are preparing this. because we need to build the fuel loader, don't we? That one, fuel loader. And it's going to require basic wafer. It's diamond, a piece of redstone, and some silicone. And that goes into the fabricatory thing. Along with a redstone torch that I haven't quite got yet. I hadn't remembered to bring with me anyway. I'll do that. Excellent. So put the iron in there for the launch pad. Only needs one because it gives me 9. Didn't see that. Made a mistake. Built too much of everything that I don't need. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, don't you? Dash. What does this do? I'm a bit concerned now. What's dash? Unrefined dash. I'm guessing that's like a material you get from the moon or from Mars. What was I building? The fuel loader. Okay. So we have the fuel loader. We have the launch pad. So I believe I can put the launch pad down here. Like so. Then position my rocket on it. Apparently I'm still holding my rocket. What? How do I still have a rocket? That's weird. That's not gone right. It's not gone well, is it? So this needs fuel and power. So we've got a drum of fuel. We're also going to need some power. So what we'll do is just grab the thingamajig energy cell. That should do us nicely. And then the drum of fuel, if I remember rightly, I keep down here somewhere. Okay. So the question is really, how do I get fuel out of a drum? Surely I must be able to maybe bucket it out. Bust. Where do I keep my buckets in? There they were. Yep, get some out this way. That should be enough, shouldn't it? It's raining, it's just what we needed. Why is the one side that I didn't pick the one that didn't do it? That's annoying. That should load the fuel. Exciting! Right, so we now need to just drop a few resources off and make sure we don't take anything unnecessary to the moon with us on our first moon-based adventure. I'm obviously aware that apparently I still have my spaceship in my inventory. I don't think that's correct. Guessing it has no EMC value. Okay, so let's do our little pre-space checks. So I've got oxygen equipment. I've only got one tank. It's a good job I did the check. That should give me enough to get set up. I then want to take some resources with me. So we'll take some glowstone bricks because they light the area up and don't need oxygen. We'll take some snow bricks to make a basic base out of. We'll also take some white stone bricks, shall we, as well? A bit more aesthetic. And I'll take the blue bricks because I love them. They're the best thing ever. I can easily make some more as well. Okay, so that's some basic building materials to get us going. We also need maybe a book stand, which will help us put the linking book down. I've got my linking book to the overworld, and I've got a blank one to build back to the moon. I don't need my sickle for now, that can go in there. I technically need to get rid of that because it's cheating to have it duplicated. I'm a bit worried about how much fuel I've got, so we'll put another couple of buckets in, shall we, just to make sure. We'll see how much is loaded. But so F inventory. It's got full fuel. We'll put a couple of stacks of each of this in here just in case anything goes wrong. Half a stack of that as well. So we've got most of the stuff ready, but we don't need it. Nearly pressed the wrong button then. Nearly launched myself a bit earlier than expected. This just continuously going down. It does stop. Since I've got it, I'll just put the rest of the fuel in here. Okay. So a zombie spawned in my base. That's not good. So now we just got to decide whether or not it's worth launching. I haven't really got any weapons. Now, I did build a katana, and I did try and enchant it, which is why I haven't got any minus 0.4 knockback. While I didn't have any goddamn XP anymore, but I got knockback, which is not at all useful. I don't want knockback on my weapons. So I don't know what we're gonna. We need some projectile weapons as well, don't we? Really, for the moon. What does it require to give me like a plasma cannon on here? Oh, 2 force emitters. What about the railgun? The railgun's cheaper. I can build the railgun. No, I don't like the railgun on the moon because it makes you fly in the air. So basically, nothing is the answer to the question because I don't want to be able to. I don't want to be building these force field emitters. Although, don't I have one? I do have one. So what's the force field emitter again? Just to remind me how annoying it is. It's a tesseract frame, which is enderium. Not ideal. Where's it gone? Force field emitter. We can build a tesseract frame. Let's build it. Let's do it quickly. I do have a drum of resin ender somewhere. There it is. Okay. So what's this got in it? It's got nothing in it. Okay. There we go. Don't know how much resin ender I need. It's not that much, is it? There we go. So we'll get the plasma gun, and then we'll need to put my power suit on to charge just a little bit, and then we should be able to launch to the moon. You'll get to watch me crash and burn and die, because that's pretty much standard what I do. Excellent. Then we can just put that back in there and that fill it all back up again. Okay. So we have everything that we need now, I hope, to build the Tesseract frame. Not quite, but close enough. So we need to make one more of these, which I should be able to do. Don't know why I didn't grab the other one while I was there a second ago. 2 force field emitters. And what was the other thing it needed? 2 high voltage capacitors. Oh god. Is this going to require flip? Oh. If only I had a drum full of resident redstone. Drum of destabilized redstone. So I've got to go back down here again and do this. Luckily, this little system works quite well with the drums. So again, how much have I got in here? About 5,000. Don't know how much I'm going to need. Let's see how much it takes. I would put my thing onto charge now, but unfortunately, I need it to fly up and down between these 2 levels. Ooh, it was a bit much, wasn't it? Oh, that's not good. What happened there? Why did that go to negative? Well, that's not good. Well, everything, best laid plans and all that always goes wrong for me, doesn't it? Something weird happened there, and it decided to eat all of... Decided to eat all of my bloody... I'm still in shock that it's eaten all of my redstone. Don't put drums in these things, apparently. It's not a good idea. Apparently this has minus 87. What the hell? A little bit shocked right now. So that's started now. I don't need to do any more of that. I'm guessing I need to bin this drum because it's glitched. Always helpful. Seconds away from this one. Excellent. Right. So the plasma cannon-y thing should now be within my grasp. I've not used the plasma cannon before. I had the railgun in my last series. So damage at full charge 2, 18. Moon things do have a lot of health, so we go for 20, shall we? Plasma explosiveness, number of creepers. 500 meter creeper. That seems excessive. 29 meter creeper. So if we put that into plasma gun mode, charge, just fire it at the edge, shall we? So I don't think it explodes and yeah, damages as such. But I do have the ability to make tweaks to that halfway through because I do have the workbench on my Power Fist, so I can adjust that while live. I suppose I have recently charged my thing. I've got 500, nearly 500k power, so we'll just quickly top it up with an extra 40,000, and then we'll go to the moon, and you'll watch me die, and then I'll cry on the microphone, and my keyboard will, because I'm using a wireless keyboard, it will stop functioning at the last second. Apparently it's only 20,000. 400,000 RF is only 20,000 MJ apparently. Makes sense a little bit, I guess, if you do the maths. Okay, so we have the linking book, we have the unlinked linking book, we have a bookshelf, we have some build materials, we have a tier 1 rocket, which I'm going to put in here because it's glitched and that's cheating. We have oxygen equipment and a parachute, you know, we're ever going to need it. I will fly back from the moon once at some point just to see what it does. We have a loaded rocket. That was silly. We have a loaded rocket. I'm facing the wrong way apparently. It's back of my head. I don't know why that's the case. Okay, so I believe we now have initiated the countdown. We are going to the moon. Or we're going to fly in space and die. We're going to the space. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the moon! I could just obviously tweak it a little bit and go, oh, spin round. I like how my little penguin face is on the toolbar at the side. That's hilarious. There's the... Not quite sure what that is. Guessing that's the glitch of my smoke. Where's the... Is that an eclipse? Where's there must be the moon there then. I don't need to go for it, but let's go for it. Oh, we've reached space. Sound has stopped. Either it's a glitch or very, very well designed for realism. Guess we still need to be going up. So we'll go up. Full of life. Okay. Cannot create a space station here. Oh, okay. Go! I'm going to slow right down. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to slow down, even though I'm miles above. I'm going to slow down because, ooh, oh, they've made it a bit more controllable. Ow! So the very first thing that I did was get shot at. Why don't you have a health bar like everyone else? I'm actually getting hurt a lot. I'm running away. Ow! All I have to say about that. Ow indeed. Well, we are here at the moon. I'm guessing I'm going to need to find some way or somewhere safe to hide because it's super hostile apparently. and these things don't die. Let's quickly configure my plasma gun to be a bit more. Let's go 30 points of damage and 100-meter creeper. Oops. And then let's put it back into plasma mode. We now a one-hit kill with this. Looks a bit more like it. Yep. Okay. So we survived the landing. 2 bloody moon creepers. We've got ourselves worked out what the one-hit kill ratio is for this bad boy. If I could hit him. Apparently that's going to be more of a problem than I realised. Got to clear out enough. Ooh, you didn't die one hit. One and a little bit of a hit. So we're just going to run a few tests and see what kills what and what does what. But we're on the moon. It's a bit dark, so apologies if it's a bit difficult to see. So spiders don't need a full charge. It's just skeletons that do. Well, we need to build a little bit of a safe base. I'm so glad this actually works. Okay. Okay, dokie. So we're just going to build a platform on which I can place my linking book. I'm keeping it nice and safe and secure. And we're just going to build, jumping too high. A little bit of a glowstone corner to try and light it up a bit. That should give us a nice, I don't know how I missed a corner. A nice simple base. And then we are on the moon, aren't we? I do like these ice blocks. I think they are, especially in the default texture pack, extremely pretty. So we're not going to be overly safe here as such, because it's just going to be a landmark as such, so we know where we are and we have our way out. I'm sure we'll move a little bit further on into the base at some point. So here we go. Let's grab my linking book and my link to linking book. So if we go to the center block, which means we can get there, we'll put this in this corner. And then just double check which one's which, overworld. So put that one there. If we can now get home. Let's give it a quick try, shall we? So here we are, home. Need to make another book stand. And then we're good, aren't we? Planks. Book stand. And where should we put this? Pride of place. I don't really have a pride of place, do I? Or I need to label these and keep them all logical. But now we should be able to go back to the moon. Yep. And I need to move my oxygen tank indicator because it's being interfered with by the map. We're on the moon. We have achieved moon. So here we are, on the moon. Well, I hope you enjoyed the long episode 30, as is the tradition with my series now. I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have done. And I will also include the world download so that you can access everything that I have d and you'll have fun. You can get to the moon, follow the linking book, and so on and so forth. And yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the episode as ever. A lot of progress made this film, very particular. Very large amount of things achieved. We are on the moon. I'm guessing we need to have a look at exploring the moon a little bit and finding some of the dungeons and the moon inhabitants. I might need to improve my armor before we go for the dungeon though, so I might have to look at getting some more high tier armor and protection. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed as ever, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now, guys.